Hello guys, today we are going to do solve Burp repeater room that is updated recently. We are just solve the practical parts, and I'm gonna show you the simple answers that you can find from the text easily, quickly. Let's start with introduction. Here we start our machine and go with repeater. What is repeater? There is a question: which sections give us a more intuitive control over our requests? The answer is inspector. Which view will populate when sending a request from the proxy model to repeater? It's request. Which option allows us to visualize the page as it would appear in a web browser? It's render. And which section in inspector is specific to post request? It's body parameters. And here we have a practical example. Let's solve it together. To do that, let's copy to our URL and go to our attach box. Before do that, we have to open our Burp proxy. Here it's open. Okay. Wait a minute. Now it's ready. Let's go to our target. Here, as you can see, the Burp catch the request that we sent. Make it smaller. Okay. Here we have to send it to the repeater to solve our practice example. Where is repeater? Here. Okay. As you can see, the request is ready and waiting for us to make some changes to capture the flag. What can we do? Here, the TryHackMe asks us clearly using inspector or manually if you prefer, add a header called flag authorized and set it to have a value of true as shown below, and then we will catch our flag. Let's try to do this. As you can see, here we have request headers, and we can add from there or delete or add it. But now we just have to add something called flag authorized, and the value should be true, or we can add manually. What I mean by saying that, we can just write here blah 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 and the value is true, but we won't do that. We will add it automatically. Was it true? No, it has to be capital F. Okay, now it's ready to show us the flag. Let's send it from there. And now, as you can see, we can capture our target flag. Let's move on the challenge. Here, the thing that we have to do, go to this URL and make some changes. First, let's go to there, copy it. Here, or just before do that, let's make all forward. Okay, now paste it and now enter. Yes, the Burp has captured our request. Let's send it to the repeater. Yes, it's ready. There is a hint actually. I'm gonna read it. The idea is to enter unexpected inputs to see how the server will react. For example, instead of a number, you could enter a piece of text or a symbol. Alternatively, you could try entering a number greater than the number of products available, or a number less than or equal to 0. Here, if the number of products exists, we will get 200 response code. So there is no problem about to products ID and with our requests, but we are gonna trying to break it, see some new things, discover some error message maybe, and so with that way we will have some information about the web application or the server or the software. Let's go to the Burp again. Let's make it first one. Probably there is a product that has a product ID 1. Let's check it. Yes, as you can see, the server error is 200. Okay, there is no problem about it. Let's make it 100. Sorry. As you can see, there is no product with product ID 100, and we got the for all for not found error. We can see our HTML codes that belongs to these requests, and there is no useful information here. We are going to try to capture a flag. To do that, as you can see, what is it saying? Maybe two more, a number bigger than maybe 1000 or less than. Let's try 0 again. For all for not found. To get this correct answer, we will use -1. As you can see, there is a 500 internal server error. It's the error that TryHackMe want us to catch, and there is a flag in this response HTML code. Let's try to discover it. As you can see, it's here. The thing that we did here, creating unexpected inputs and observe the application's behavior. When we give them to 100, the error was for all for, but maybe it will be useful in some other scenario, but here the 100 input is not useful for us. And then we try to create a smaller input from others. We did try 0, and also it was a 404 error that is not useful, and then we did use -1, that is which is useful for our practical example, and it gives us the correct answer. Here we have the flag. Let's move on other practical part. There is an extra mile challenge here. The quick summary of it is we will try to here create or discover a SQL vulnerability, and to do that we have some basic payloads. At the first step, TryHackMe want from us to use this payload to discover if there is a SQL injection or not. Of course, it's not the only way to discover an SQL injection vulnerability, but there are some common payloads, and here we are going to try these common payloads. Let's start with this symbol with this URL. Let's make it all no, okay, yes, paste it and then enter, send it to the repeater. Now we can work with it. Let's first see the normal response. Here we got 200. It's okay, there's no problem about it. But when it comes to this symbol, what I mean by saying that some SQL injection vulnerabilities may exist in URL part. We can discover them from there and see a vulnerability. If we just type here disassemble, probably it will give us an error message. To see that, let's check from our Burp suite. Let's now send it. Okay, here we have 5000 internal server error, and let's inspect it. Okay. Now there is actually an error message that we shouldn't see, and this error message gives us some information about the database. To see that, I'm gonna use it from there to show you the interface. Okay, here as you can see, we don't see the error message here. Maybe it is in the resource code or something else, but to see the error message clearly, we can use Burp suite. As you can see here, there is no error message, but here when we use the Burp suite's repeater functionality, you can see the error message that gives us some information about database with Burp suite's repeater functionality. As you can see, select first name, last name, link, role, bio from people. So we can say that there is a table and the name of the table is people, and these are the columns. To go further, what should we do? Here there are some knowledge about these SQL injections vulnerability. You can read from there. I'm gonna just solve it quickly. To go to the next step, the thing that we have to use as a payload is written here. You don't have to know all about it. You can use GitHub or Google to explore and discover SQL payloads or techniques that commonly used. Anyway, let's just copy it and try to paste it here. Yes, as you can see, this time the product ID, no, about ID is 0, and there is a union keyword here which can create two SQL commands, can combine two SQL commands. When we give here a 0 value, the 0 will go to the another SQL comment, and with typing union we create our own SQL comment, and it is all select column name null from information on schema but columns blah 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 table name is equal people, that we know this information from there. The table name was people. So let's send it. What we will get from there. Okay, the ID is none. Things that we get from our request is like that, but it seems we are in the right way. Let's move with the next step and get some help from TryHackMe first. The next step should be like that. With the current step, we discovered some informational knowledge. To do that, we will go to some another step, and with this way we will get close to our SQL injection vulnerability. Let's copy it from there and paste it again. Okay, nothing seems wrong. Yes, as you can see, this time we got this information about ID, first name, last name, blah blah blah, role, short role, bio, no test, none. Now it seems that's all. The informations that we got there will be useful for our next step. Next step is zero union all select nodes null from people where ID is equal 1. Now as you can see, we are trying to actually denote from the people table where the ID is equal 1. Probably the ID 1 is belongs to someone important, maybe a CEO, maybe a boss, and we want to see its notes, his notes or her notes from the database. There is a column called notes, and we think as a hacker, oh, there might be a useful information in this note table. I have to read it, but which information or which ID? And then we select our target, maybe a boss, maybe a CEO. The important thing is here, it's an important person. Let's copy this payload and paste it and send. Now it's there's a mistake here. What is it? Yes, the URL is broken. Let's Control Z. No. Okay. About. Yes, now it's okay, and we capture our flag. If I have to talk about the summary, with these SQL injection payloads, we became more closer to our target step by step. What I mean, with this payload, or yes, with this little symbol, we got some information about our database. Our table name was people, and we got this information with this little symbol. And after that, we create a payload to get information that we needed actually to go to the next step. With this payload, we took another info and went to do our next step. And then, of course, we need another information, and to have that, to get that, we create another payload to go to our next step. And after that, we used our last payload to get what we want. What we want is a note from a person with a ID number 1. Okay guys, and that was all actually. Here no answer is needed. Okay, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.